So it's the best kept secret. Nobody's heard of it. Why is that? Why don't financial advisors know about it? Why don't CPAs know about it? Why don't business owners know about it?
First of all, we do have thousands of business partners across the U.S., strategic alliances that are the CPAs, national law firms, financial advisors, business brokers, commercial real estate brokers, luxury realtors. But it's such a specialized type of product in that it's literally one law firm who do all the legal work. My role is a trustee, by the way. There's just a few of us trustees. And then there's those that are actually closing deals versus those who kind of know about it, right? And it's tough because it's protected and yet it's one law firm that's doing it. But at the same time, it's been done actually over 25 years, thousands of closes, billions under management. And there's also a level of skepticism because people just, they've been with their CPA for a long time and even their M&A or their tax attorneys, and maybe they hadn't heard of it. And so sometimes it's hard for people to learn something new that they hadn't heard of. But I liken it to Blockbuster versus Netflix. At a certain point, you didn't know Netflix, right? You knew Blockbuster, right? And it wasn't until the adoption of it and more people were doing it and you saw and you knew that you moved over. But a lot of old ways of doing things and things are changing. We need to try to make it out. But I'll give you kind of two stories that really help build my confidence with this, and I think it'll help your listeners as well. There's a gentleman named Bill Gross, and for those who know who Bill Gross is, he's a really respected financial advisor in the industry, okay? And he worked with a gentleman named David Young. They worked with a group called PIMCO, and they put PIMCO from $80 billion to $1.2 trillion. And they grew this to one of the most respected, great, money management companies in the world, and managing money for some of the top money in the world. And about 15 years ago, they all kind of retire. There's like 5 of these guys that all kind of really ran this thing. And 4 of the 5 get back together. And David Young, in particular, he gets back, he brings 4 of the 5, and he gets approached with the Deferred Sales Trust about 3.5 years ago. And like most people, he's in the financial advising industry. He thought he had seen just about everything. He thought it might have been too good to be true. But he is an open mind, and he had his legal team look at it, and he looked at it, and he talked with clients, and everything. He went through it for 2 years. He did a 2-year due diligence, and after 2 years, this is what he found, Michelle. That person who created it, his name is Todd. He created this. He's the smartest person we've ever met. And 2, we're all in, and he's a part of he's an option to manage some of the money for this. And so what I always say to folks is, I know it seems too good true to be for you, but if it's good enough for David Young and his legal team, who spent 2 years of due diligence, who think have been in the industry for 30 years, who ran with Bill Gross for over 15 years, right? These are very smart, sophisticated people and their legal teams. Is it good enough for you? And we can put you on the phone with David. He's happy to talk. He's happy to tell his story. We actually have his whole podcast story. He tells it on my podcast, and you can hear that. So that would be kind of my counter to that. But we do not give our secrets away. Right? We protect this thing because it's very special and we don't want to mess it up for anyone else.
You have just listened to another information-packed episode of Capital Gains Tax Solutions with Brett Swarts. We hope you enjoyed today's show and found it helpful. Visit capitalgainstaxsolutions.com to access the show notes and to access more resources. Don't forget to leave a review and join us again next time.